All right, lovely humans. Thank you so much for joining me for this introductory workshop on voiceovers, the whole voiceover industry.
Can you go and
Right,
shout?
all right, let me do that. Let's do that. Okay. Thank you. So, who are you speaking to? I am Marinda Botha. I am a South African voiceover artist. I'm based in Cape Town, and I've got 25 years of experience behind the microphone. I used to live in London for 8 years as well. So I lived and worked as a voiceover artist then. But back in South Africa, I'm a working actor and voiceover artist doing dubbing for various studios here in Cape Town and doing international work for various agents and companies. And I'm also working into VR productions here in Resonite, and I'm also the voice of several projects here in Resonite. So this is my first foray into teaching in VR. So I am really excited now. Thank you that you are joining me, because I'm hoping that this is an enjoyable experience for you guys, and I hope you learn something. So the voiceover industry, I was thinking about how can I present it to you, because this is just an introductory workshop on it. And I thought just to use a metaphor. If I'm going to speak about the voiceover industry, I want us to look at it and imagine a house, and that we are going to look at the outside of a house. Now, the house is a metaphor for the voiceover industry. So if we're going to imagine, and I'd like you to imagine you are a bird, or you're a drone, or you are just walking around the house, okay? What is involved in the voiceover industry? Well, first of all, you're going to need an interest in the voiceover industry. Obviously, you want to be interested in what you want to learn and breathe and do as a career. Then you want to have some training, right? And that can include, but is not limited to, knowing something about breath work, microphone technique, character creation, script analysis, how to minimize mouth noises, etc., right? So these bullet points, I would say, are like the rooms inside the house. Okay, so we're going to return to them, to these rooms. And these are also the points of interest that people asked me when I sent out the Google form. What would people like to learn in this workshop? These are some of the most prevailing ones that came to mind. So we are going to return to them. Now, if we're again on the outside of the house, what more is included under this whole umbrella or this house that is the voiceover industry? You're going to need a voiceover reel, a voice reel that can showcase your work. You are probably going to need an online presence of sort, whether that's a website or a social media page to market yourself. And then perhaps you need an agent, depending on what type of work you want to do, and also how far along you are in your career. And then you want clients, and you want a strategy to get new clients. And then you want a willingness to learn and to keep improving yourself. So for me, if we're looking at the outside of the house, or if we're looking at this industry from the outside, that is to me the most important aspects of the voiceover industry. Right. But now I would like for this workshop to look at the rooms in the house. So we're going to look at the breath work. We're going to look at microphone technique, character creation, some script analysis, and I'll give you some general tips and pointers like minimizing mouth noises. All right. First of all, I want us to look at breath work. All right, so here at the back, you can't see it yet. Here at the back is an illustration showing the diaphragm. All right, now the diaphragm, you might know, is a membrane that is, it is sort of cutting your torso in half, with the heart and the lungs being at the top cavity, and then or the top part of the torso, and then your intestines and other organs are below the diaphragm. Now, I would love for all of you to experience where that diaphragm is in your body, because the diaphragm is crucial for healthy breathing. When the diaphragm contracts, so the diaphragm has sort of got this shape in your body. It's just underneath your lungs, all right? So it's got this shape. Let me do that. When it contracts, it does that. And then it creates a bit of a vacuum in your lungs that allows, or a lower pressure in your lungs, and that drags the air inside. Right? So we don't actually breathe in. Our body allows air to come into our lungs, but we breathe out. Okay, it is an automatic process, but for artists, voice artists, public speakers, it is really important to exercise your body to get it fit for vocal work. And we are going to do a few techniques, a few exercises to help that. Right. But firstly, I want you to know where your diaphragm is and to physically feel it. Okay, so I invite you, whether you stand or you sit, I invite you to find your diaphragm. I'm going to guide you. If you feel here in the middle of your chest, you'll have your a bone that is the fusion of your two rib cages, and it's the sternum, right? We call it the sternum. Okay, so I want you to find your sternum, and I want you to find, so it's right in the middle of your chest, like King Kong would go right there in the middle on its sternum, right? All right, so I want you to find the bottom part where that sternum ends. With your one hand, with a finger, find that bottom part of where it's just ending, okay? Then, I just got my neat controllers. Let me try and do that. I want you to take 4 fingers. Where that sternum ends, place 4 fingers. I'm not sure how it will translate in VR. Place 4 fingers just where that sternum ends. Keep that hand there. And then with your other hand, take 2 more fingers. Come on. 2 more fingers underneath those 4 fingers and place them underneath the 4 fingers. All right? Take that hand away, the 4-finger hand you can take away. Now, where your other 2 fingers are pressing, that's where your diaphragm is. Now, keep that hand there, bring the other hand back, and I want you to gently massage, just press a little bit there. Now, for most of us, unless you are really lucky and really chilled, it might seem a little bit uncomfortable, as if you're a bit stressed. Like I can feel like, ooh, that's a bit strained there, right? Anyone else feeling that? That's slightly, I see Amelia going, yeah. Right? Okay. That's because of our stressed lives, and no one will will say, oh, well, there's nothing to be stressed about. We want to try and get that diaphragm to relax a little bit more. But that takes weeks, months, years of training to be. People who are singers are really good at getting that diaphragm to be really relaxed. Okay. So for our purposes, I want us to do a few exercises. Okay. First, again, here I invite you, if you are able to, and if you would like to stand up. All right. If you want to, you can do it sitting. It's just a little bit more effective, I feel, standing up. What I want you to do is, so this is for the whole audience. A little bit later, I'll get the participants to do more vocal work with me. But for now, the breathing work, we're going to do some exercises. I want you to spread out your hands. And then I want you to put your thumbs, you're going to put them on the sides of your the sides of your, not the hips, but just underneath the ribs, so that your thumbs are at the back of your back, feeling the bottom of the ribs, and the 4 fingers here are feeling the front of the ribs. So you basically want to hug yourself or your middle and just put your fingers at the bottom of your ribs. Okay. Now, and as I talk about these exercises, please keep breathing, because it takes much longer to describe a exercise. So don't hold your breath at any point. All right. But what I would like you to do is I want you to breathe in. And then when you breathe out, I want you to press a little bit harder, as if you're pressing your middle in. There we go. Sorry, now I'm moving. I want you to press with your thumbs and your fingers, press into your middle. Right? So it's right underneath the rib cage. And I'm now moving because of my controllers. Okay, so you're going to breathe in and breathe out. And on the out breath, I want you to push in. Really put some effort into pushing in. You will be able to feel that there is muscles that's sort of pushing against your hands. All right. With the next in breath, I want you to really inhale quite quickly. Right. So breathe out for me, and as you breathe out, push those fingers into your middle quite hard as you can. And then with the next in breath quite sharply in, like a quick breath. Go in and release it. Okay. We're going to do it again. What I want you to feel there is the power of those muscles, right? There's no way that you can keep your hands there if you really breathe in sharply. your body, your lungs, and the intercostal muscles, which is the thing we're going to focus on now, is so strong. And I want you to become aware of how powerful your body is. Okay, so we'll do it once more. Hands on the hips, just underneath the rib cage. You're going to breathe out for me and then breathe sharply in. When you breathe out, I want you to try and push your middle as hard as you can and keep your hands there. So you want to try and stop your lungs from pushing out, which is impossible to do. But I want you just to feel the strength of your own body. Okay, so breathe out and push your hands in. Push, push, push. And breathe in sharply. Keep your hands pushed in. Can you feel? And breathe out again. Can you feel how strong these muscles are, right? Okay, so we're going to train them a little bit. This is just an exercise as an example. It takes weeks, months, and years to really train your body to be a little bit more in control of how you control the breath that you release. Because that is what we, as voiceover artists, as public speakers, you want to be in control of how much air you are releasing. Because if you're not in control of that and you're very breathy, and then you can't actually sustain a long sentence, right? And there will be times when you do voiceovers or public speaking or whatever that you have to say something without taking a breath, and this is where you train your body. Okay, so we're going to do a simple exercise. We're going to breathe in for 8. And we're going to breathe out for 8. Okay, so when I say breathe in for 8, I'm going to count from 1 to 8. You don't count, you just breathe in. I want you to try by the number 8. You must have had so much air in that you cannot take in any more air. All right, and when you breathe out, I want you to try and release all the breath by number 8. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 8. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, by 8, is there anyone who had more breath left? That you had 8. Right, so we're going to try and control that so that by the time you get to the last number, all your breath must be gone. What we're doing here is the muscles between your ribs, between the actual bones, is called the intercostal muscles, and we can train. We can try and train them to control the amount of breath we let out, right? And that is what we're doing with this exercise. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to breathe in for 6. So I've got an invisible slide here that I'm looking at. That's why I'm looking that way. So we're going to breathe in for 6. And breathe out for 10. All right, so we're changing it up a bit. All right, so we're going to breathe in for 6, breathe out for 10. Okay, let's breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, hopefully by 10, and it's okay if you've had more breath left after 10, that's fine. But we want to try and get to that point where you can control the breath. By the last number, there's nothing left and you have to breathe in again. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Now, more difficult. We're going to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 12. Okay, let's go. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, how did that go? A little bit of breath left still? Not? Okay, now why am I reducing the amount of time you have to breathe in? When you do any kind of public speaking, when you have a script and you have to verbalize that script, sometimes you have, like I said, a very long sentence, but you have to really breathe in really quickly and get all of your breath ready for that long sentence. So we are training ourselves to do that as well. Like have a quick breath in, but sustain it for very long. Right, that's what this exercise is doing. All right, next, we're going to try. Breathe in for 2. So that's literally 1, 2, right? So we're going to breathe in for 2, breathe out for 16. So really try and control the amount of air that you leave out, right? That you breathe out. Okay, so let's try it. And we're going to breathe in for 2. 1, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, well done. So on average, and you can test this, I think I'm going to move on just in the interest of time. On average, people can breathe out for about 30 seconds. The more you train yourself, if you can go for 40, 45, 60 seconds, that's fantastic. All right. Because where you use this is if you have a long speech, I'm just thinking now of Shakespeare or something, where you have to you have a second or 2 seconds, or you're lucky if you have 2 seconds, a second, breathe in, sustain. And now you have to have that long spiel that you have to say. This is how you train yourself, your body to be able to do that. All right. Okay. One little exercise I also want you just to be aware of for breathing. As human beings, we seem to breathe quite shallowly, right, in our day-to-day lives. We just breathe sort of up to here. And it's really healthy for you, not always, but to sometimes do exercises to try and get you to breathe more deeply. One exercise how you can do that is to imagine your lungs as a brown paper bag, right? Now, a paper bag has got a bottom and it's got 4 sides, right? So we're just going to do it for a minute or so. I want you to imagine breathing in, and you've got, instead of lungs, you've got a brown paper bag that fills up, sort of up to your belly button. Your lungs, that brown paper bag is up to your belly button and the whole of your chest. It's just a brown paper bag. So when we breathe in next, or when we do the exercise now, I want you to imagine you're going to push, because if you blow into a paper bag, the sides push out, right? So when we breathe in, we want to get the bottom of that paper bag to push out slightly first, before anywhere else. So the bottom of the paper bag is going to push out first, then the sides, then the front and back. Okay, it's just a visualization exercise to try and get you to breathe in more deeply. So in your own time, or let's do it together, we're going to breathe in, and you're going to visualize pushing the air down first, then to the sides, and then to the front and the back. Right, so let's breathe in. Sides, front, and out. Let's try again. So breathe in, bottom, sides, front and back, and out. And one last time, breathe in, bottom, sides, front and back, and out. Okay. All of these breathing exercises, and I adore doing these types of exercises. We can do classes just on this, and it can take you weeks, months, and years to get your body to be really tip-top, right, as far as breath and alignment goes, which is anyway healthy for us as human beings at the best of times. If we have breath, if we breathe correctly, we have energy, and you have energy, your mind works, your body works, right? And you can be more ready for things, right? Okay, so that is a little bit on breath work. Next, I'd like us to look at, we're going to look at character creation. Now, most of you said that you are interested in being participants. So could all the participants please come up to stage? And I really, really appreciate it. We're going to do some exercises for character creation. Awesome. Stand anywhere on the stage. Lovely, lovely. Okay, maybe Solace, where are you? Can stand for me on that side so that I can see you. Okay, cool. Let me get myself positioned here. Do that. All right. So, and I also invite, even though you can stand a little bit closer to me, I don't want you guys to bunch up too much. And you can take that part of the stage as well. Don't be shy. We're not blocking anyone there. Thanks, Solis. All right, so people in the audience, Golfer Snooks, you want to join us? You don't have to. You can also...
no, I'm just observing. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so for everyone in the audience, you can also do these exercises with us, but I'm going to ask you to mute yourself so that there's a little bit less chaos than is going to ensue. So you're welcome to join us, but mute yourself. So just do it in your home. Maybe warn your people that you're going to do something strange now in your home, because we're going to do some humming. All right. So firstly, just for a quick turnaround for me, guys, and just have a look at this slide. We're looking at the resonators in the body. Okay, so the resonators are mostly situated in your skull. The way that we create sound is we have vocal cords that we breathe in, the air brushes over those vocal cords, it gets amplified in our resonators in our body, and then it gets released. All right, so as a voiceover artist, as an actor, anyone who's doing character work, if you can play around with where you place voices in your body, but specifically in your head as well, that's a starting point for character creation. All right, so I want to do that for us. Okay. All right, so first off, let's just do a little bit of humming. Okay, we're going to do a humming a little. We're going to warm up our resonators a little bit. So, as a group, I'd like us just to simply hum. All right, so I will firstly just demonstrate. So, all I want you to do is breathe in and right? So, let's all do that together. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And stop for me. And you guys thought you were coming for a voiceover workshop. We're starting a cult. Or a church. I'm kidding. That is the other workshop. All right. Kidding. Most people here know me. Fantastic. All right. So let's do that again. Let's hum again. All right. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And stop for me. Wonderful. It doesn't matter how long you can do it. We are all different and different time zones, different when you woke up and all of that. So everyone's body is different, right? So don't worry about who's doing, if I can't sustain it that long, it doesn't matter, right? This is the best little vocal and easiest vocal exercise you can do before you go and need to go and do a speech, have to do voiceovers, talk to anyone. Doing a little bit of humming in your car or wherever you are just before you have to be vocal is the easiest and very effective voiceover warm-up technique. All right. But what we're going to do now is we're going to play around with the resonators. So what I would like you to do, but I'm going to demonstrate first, you're going to play around with where you place vertically your sound in your head. Okay, so I'm going to start in the middle, like humming here in the middle, resonate here in my head, and then we're going to go up to the top of my head. I'm going to try and see if I can make the top of my head vibrate. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I mean it's very difficult to actually make your head vibrate, but we're going to imagine. You can even put your hand on your top of your head if you like. All right, so I'll demonstrate. So I'm going to go. Right, so I tried to place my hum in the middle of my head and then go to the top of my head and come back again. Let's try and do that together. So I'll indicate with my hand where your hum needs to be, in the middle of the head or at the top. Okay, let's try. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And breathe out. Whew. All right, let's do that once more. We're going to start with the middle, up to the top, and then I'd like to take us rather down to maybe the throat. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. I would go. That's a horrendous sound. Okay, we're going to do that together. All right. So on 3, breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and relax. Wonderful. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to try and place that voice in the front and the back of the skull. Okay, so instead of going just in the middle, so at the moment I'd say my hum is here, like sort of in the middle of my tongue or in the middle of my head, I would say. I want you to hum and try and make your lips tingle. All right, so we're going to start with the hum in the middle of the head, and then I want you to take it to the front of the lips and try and see this. People can usually feel is make your lips tingle with that hum. All right, so let's start with breathe in. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And relax, breathe in. You can't quite hear a difference, but you can definitely feel a difference, right? Could you feel like your lips vibrating?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let's try that again. We're now going to, again, go from the middle of the skull, vibrate the lips, and then try and get it as far back. Again, that's not such a great sound, but try and get it as far back. Not really in the throat, but just in the back of the head. All right, let's try that. So let's, on 3, breathe in. 1, 2, 3. All right, so again, I mean, the way we are made up as humans is that our vocal ability is here in the front, so if it's not really at the back, so that feels slightly weird and uncomfortable for that reason. All right, so now, just for the next in-breath, I want you to play around with wherever you want to play that, hum of yours. Sorry, again, that's all right. All right, so let's breathe in the next in-breath. Play around with where that hum is in your skull. Is it at the top? Is it the front? Is it in your nose? You can do that really in your mouth, right? Can be there. Let's actually all do that. Let's hum in our noses. So breathe in and hum in the nose. And stop. What an awful sound. All right, so now let's actually go on, because you guys have got it. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to vocalize the vowels. So what we're going to do, firstly, just have that hum in the middle of your skull quite comfortably. And then we're going to vocalize by opening the mouth and vocalizing the vowels. So I'll demonstrate. Oh, I've got a hair in my mouth. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. Real life problems. Come on. All right. So I'm going to go. Don't worry about how long you can sustain it. Just try and feel how that hum changes. So we're literally doing or from the hum into a vocal sound. Okay, we'll all do it together, and you can play around with it, but let's try and go from or just that. But we'll start with a hum just in the middle of the skull. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, breathe in.
We're getting into Tibetan monk territory.
We are again. You thought this is a vocal class. All right.
Music.
Now for a little bit of fun, I want you, us, if you would like, to create a character simply by placing your voice somewhere in the skull. And I want you to say, my name is, say your name, and I like some kind of food, maybe, or a sport or something. So I'll go, hi, my name is Marinda, and I like strawberries. Okay, so why are we doing this? What the hell are we doing? We are creating characters, all right? So this is the very, or one of many starting blocks on how can we create character, right? It's simply by putting the voice somewhere in the body, and that's a starting place. Okay, can I put someone else on the spot? And Nano, can you just say my name is, and I like, and place that voice anywhere? Off you go.
My name is, oh, sorry. I'm trying to go in my nose. My name is Nanotopia, and I like peas and carrots.
Okay, wonderful. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Solace, can you not do nasal? Something else.
Hello, my name is Solus, and I like voice acting.
Okay, so where did he place his voice? Solace, where did you place your voice? More at the bottom of?
More at the bottom.
Yeah, and towards the back a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay, can you do it again? I'm just putting on the spot. Keep it at the bottom, but put it in the front of your mouth. So bottom, but front. Do it again.
Bottom but front, so now I'm from the north.
All right, awesome. Right, so we can play around. Ken, would you like to have a go?
Oh, sure. My name is Kenneth, and I enjoy saying tapioca.
All right, so you've placed it more higher up. The picture says
somewhere.
Excellent. Kate, would you like to have a go? You don't want to put anyone on the spot, but if you like to.
I'm Joe, and I really dig football.
Oh my God, that is really good. That's so deep. Oh my God, excellent. All right, Missy.
I'm missing, and I like it when my PC is not overheating.
Okay, again, like a higher pitch. Lovely.
Okay.
Excellent. Amelia?
I'm Amelia, and I really dislike sports ball.
Okay, awesome. As an exercise, right? You can't place your voice anywhere really in your body. But as an exercise, what would it sound like if we placed our voice in our knees? Can you play around for me? Or in your bum or in your feet? All right, I want you to play around with them and we'll do it all together. So it's just for you to feel in your body. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then you say, hi, my name is, and I like whatever, and place that voice somewhere really silly, right? So maybe your knees or your feet or something. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Hi, my name is Marinda, and I like strawberries.
And I'm
We're supposed to do it at the same time.
All right. Okay. Can you see how you can be really silly with it's not like a biological thing that we're doing. It's more a visualization thing, but yet you can feel it in the body, right? So that's a starting point for character creation. Right. Thank you. I'm going to ask all of you to sit down for a moment. So I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'll ask you to come up again in pairs, please. Thank you so much. I see my time is hectically running out. All right. Next up is the core elements, the ABCs. Now, for those people and people who are watching who are asking for resources, this is a great resource. It is from The Art of Voice Acting by James R. Alberger. Right. So if we are talking about the house and all the elements of the house, this book is the steel in the foundation, in the cement of the foundation. All right. This book is crucial if you want to start learning about voiceovers. It's a seminal book about voiceover. So I invite you to get yourself a copy if you're interested. It's quite an old book as well, but it's wonderful. All right, so the ABCs of voice acting, and we will look at this, is audience, backstory, character, desire, and energy. So I'm going to very quickly go through each of them, and then I'm going to ask some of you to do an exercise for me and with me. All right, so audience, we are looking at who are you speaking to? Who is your target market? And there's a trick here. You are only ever going to speak to one person. Now, I'll talk about this in a bit. So all of these aspects, these are core things that you have to look at and make decisions on when you get a voiceover script. Okay, and all of these can be classes on their own, and like a whole course on their own. All right, backstory. What happened just before the copy? So the copy is the text or the script. What happened just before the copy is spoken? It is what the character, the speaker, you, is responding to. So you can use one lead line in your head that makes the backstory clear before you speak the copy, before you speak the first sentence. And we're going to do that. Then you've got character. Who are you? You, the person who is vocalizing this. You're not just yourself. I'm a narrator. You are the client, because the person who's paying you, you are representing them, and you want to know who that person is, right? How does the character feel about what they are saying? And you're going to reveal this through your voice and the emotions of the character. Then there's desires, and this is important for selling the product or giving the information, is what does the character want? So this person who's speaking, this character, what is their motivation for saying these lines, right? And within that copy, within that script, there can be different stages or different sentences that have different needs, right? So you can really analyze your copy. And then there's energy. Energy, the subtext, firstly, is what you mean, but you don't say it verbally. It's the underlying meaning. Then there's also energy or physical energy that you, like I said before, you want to warm up your body before you go into a session, but you also want to be free to use your body and use gestures when you are behind the microphone. And then also emotional energy. You want to feel what the copy wants the listener to feel or the viewer to feel. Okay, so let's quickly try some exercises with these. So here's an example of a script. Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber, man. We are here day and night, always just a phone call away. All right, so I made this ad up. It could be a commercial for television. It could be a commercial for radio. So I propose, let's say it's just audio. It's just for the radio. Okay, so we're going to look at audience. Okay, and here, I'm going to stand over here so that I can have people on stage with me. Can I have 2 people on stage with me, please, that want to do a little exercise with me? Please, any 2. Any 2. Thank you, Ken.
Yes. My pleasure.
Yes. All right, awesome. All right, so this is our copy. This is our script. Thank you, Solace. All right, so between the 2 of you, I'd like you to decide how will you say this copy, this text, So now we are looking at the audience. We are speaking to a stay-at-home carer. That's your one target audience. And we are speaking to the facilities manager at a big company. Okay, so you're going to voice that copy differently. If you're going to voice that copy, you're going to vocalize that copy, and you're speaking to this carer who is at home and they've got issues with their plumbing. How will you voice this copy? Do either of you want to vocalize that first and just say how you would say this if it's for a radio ad? Mm-hmm.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber, man. We're here day and night, always just a phone call away.
Okay, that's a lovely general approach to it.
Radio, but yeah.
Well, okay, but now again, think of how will you, a person who is, so now you're trying to get into the head of the target audience. The person who rarely has plumbing issues is this person who's at home, they're a carer or they stay at home parent or whatever. What you just did there vocally is for me a more general and assured to someone who is used to working with plumbers. That type of delivery for me is a little bit more like, we know this is the thing, this is how the service works, you should have this, right? I would say that's more someone who is the facilities manager at a big corporation who has several buildings full of plumbing issues that he or she deals with plumbing issues on a monthly basis. Every month, some place in this office or in that office has got some issue, right? So I would say that first delivery is a little bit more for that type of target market. How will you change it if you have, let's say this older lady who's just at home, she never has issues with her plumbing. She's lived in this house for 30 years and now suddenly she has got plumbing issues. How would you sell the service to her? How would you voice this copy differently?
I suppose I'd soften it up quite a bit. Maybe almost give an exasperated sort of tone to it.
Go for it.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client? Miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber, man. We're here day and night. Always just a phone call away.
Yes, very reassuring.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Solace, do you agree? Would you change it in any way? Good. Do you want? Would you want to have a crack at that? Like a slightly different approach, target? Maybe? Same 2 target audiences.
Let's see. Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber, man. We are here day and night, always a phone call away.
Is that for the stay-at-home person?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very reassuring. Good. All right, now you are trying to get this facilities manager who has their favorite plumber that they always work with, plumbing company, a franchise of plumbing companies that they work with that always does the plumbing for them. You want to change their mind and they should come to you. How do you deliver this?
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and, miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber man. We're here day and night, always a phone call away.
Yeah, all right. So you're speaking to someone who's more familiar with the type of service, right? You're just trying to convince them, come to us, man. Don't use those people. Right. Excellent. Both of you. Thank you so much. You can have a sit down. Thank you. All right. So... Thank you, Ken. All right. So let's move on to backstory. Okay, so same copy. We're going to stick with this ad. Don't know why I chose plumbing services, but we're staying with it. All right, so can I have 2 other people up here who'd like to have a crack? We're doing the same thing now. We're going to look at the backstory. So I'm going to give you 2 different backstories. It doesn't have to be 2 people. It can just be 1 person. Thank you, Kate. Or Amelia, if you want to come. Awesome. All right, so have a look at that copy. So you've got 2 people that... I'm going to give you the backstory for. So you are sitting with your best friend and they've just complained about their plumbing. There's some problem, right? So it's your best friend who is telling you one sentence. And after that sentence, you're going to say the copy, right? How will you deliver that copy? And what sentence do you think your friend would be saying in their mind to you? Would either of you would like to have a go? So
okay,
tell me the sentence.
I'm responding to someone.
You are responding to a sentence that your friend is saying, and your response is the first line of that copy.
Can I change it a little?
You can? Yeah.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client miles away on a Sunday? Not plumber man. They're here day and night, always just a phone call away.
Okay, very nice. What was your lead-in sentence? What were you saying in your head just before?
You said that she needed a plumber.
Okay.
That she had issues and needed a plumber and tried and nobody would come out. So I'm saying, here's my plumber, the plumber man.
Fantastic. All right. So a lead-in sentence is excellent. That was really good, Katie. Okay. A lead-in sentence is fantastic. Because a lead-in sentence is you're thinking what happened just before this moment and put it into a sentence. You say it to yourself in your head and then you answer it with the copy. Right? That is a nice technique to get you like really in the moment, right as you strike that first word. Emilia, do you want to try? Can I give you a different scenario?
Sure.
Okay. Now, you have a friend who is a famous Oscar-winning actor. He's a bit of an ass, and he's on stage. He's just got his Oscar, and he's saying something terrible about his plumbing service is awful, and he's got this big problem, but he's being really jaded and egotistical, right? You have to sell to him this copy that he needs to know there's a different, so it's a little bit difficult. There's a different plumber you can use, right? So think of a line. What is he saying or she's saying just before? And that is your answer to him or them.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber man. Like, they're here day and night, always just a phone call away.
Fantastic. Excellent. All right. Both approaches completely different, both quite sincere, I think. Fantastic. Well done. All right. You can have a seat. Fantastic. Right. So that's backstory. Trying to give your copy a little bit of life and give yourself the chance to be really on the ball with your delivery, like with the first word. All right. So character. I'm going to skip. I'm not going to ask you guys. I'm just in the interest of time. Going to go through some of these. All right, so with character, we could say there would be a difference between if you are the owner of a small plumbing company or whether you are the head marketer of a big franchise of plumbing companies, right? You would deliver that copy differently, okay, for each of those. Then let's see, desire. So for desire, you could say, if I'd say ask you, how do you deliver this copy if it's quite urgent, as opposed to how do you deliver it if it's sort of just, you should keep it in mind for future reference, all right? So I would say, if it's really urgent, and you guys have done it so lovely before, I would say, I'll just do it. Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? not the plumber man. We are here day and night, always just a phone call away, right? Versus you want to just tell them about the service and they can just keep it in mind for whenever it happens to you. Versus, and this is just one approach, is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber man. We are here day and night, always just a phone call away. Right, so that's a very different approach, right? All right, so just moving on, racing through all of this. Then, okay, here I wanted someone to do it. Energy, we're looking at subtext. Okay, now subtext is a fun thing to work with, right? So can I, and I want to pick on missing. Would you mind if I tell you, oh yes, come to the stage, missing, and could I ask Nanotopia to come up as well, please? Can you? Missing? If you don't mind. All right, so the subtext here, lovely humans. So missing, can you say this copy for me? But I want you to say the exact same lines, but you're the head of the mafia, and you are telling through this coded message, you are telling your underlings, your murdering underlings, to take out a hit on someone. Okay, so you're not going to change the words you say, but you're going to change the meaning. All right, so that's the subtext you're bringing in. Can you say those lines for me, but actually mean, hey guys, this is your boss speaking, I need you to put out a hit on someone. Can you do that for me?
Okay, give me a sec.
Sorry.
This feels harder than the ones before. Okay. Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber man. We are here day and
Uh-oh. Oops. He froze a little bit.
Oh no.
You broke him.
Missing? Yes. All right, missing. Can you hear me? They took him out before.
They got him. They realized he was the plumber man.
Oh, he's gone. Oh no. All right, Ken, can I quickly get you? All right. All right. So
plumbing service always. I'm trying to think how do you do that?
wait, but you've got a different one, Nano, that you need to do.
All right.
All right. So you are the mafia. Go for it. Yeah.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client? Miles away on a Sunday. Not the plumber man. We hit day and night. Always just a phone call away.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that's coded for take out that hit on someone. Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, Nano.
Man, no, leave him be.
All right, Nano. So, Nano, let's say that this is subtext. You have an escort agency, a service that you give, and you mean something else with plumbing service. All right. So, can you please say this copy, but you're selling a different service? All right.
Is your plumbing service always busy with another client and miles away on a Sunday? Not the plumber man. We're here day and night, always just a phone call away.
Woo-hoo! Excellent. Wonderful. All right, have a seat. Thanks, Nana. Thanks. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so that's subtext. That's energy. Okay. Let's move swiftly on. I'm actually not going to do the next exercise with you guys. I'm going to go through it, but I'm not going to actually do it with you just for the interest of time. We had so much fun with the warm-up and those exercises. All right, so we're looking at script analysis. And when I say script analysis, what we've just done with the ABCs is crucial, right? Marking your script, that type of script analysis is the more boring side of it, but it is also essential to do. So with marking your script, I mean, you are putting pen to paper. And I know in these days that who has anything that's printed out? For voiceovers, it's a nice way to learn, to get yourself into practice. If you can print out your scripts and actually take a pen or a pencil is better because you might make changes when you go into a recording studio. So if you can, and it's not always possible, but if you can, take a printed copy and a pencil so that you can make marks on that script. And before you get into the studio, hopefully you got the script before you went into the studio. You don't always get it, but if you do, you want to prepare by making these markings on the script. Okay, let's quickly go through what they mean. Okay, so first off, we're going to look at emphasis and emotion. We're going to look at pauses, quotation marks and intonation, and also pronunciation, right? There's also many other things you can consider, but let's have a quick look at those. Okay, so here again is an example of a script. Let me just move to the side so that you can actually see the copy better. Okay. Right, so I'll vocalize it. So, according to international health studies, more than half of the populations of third world countries are suffering from malnutrition. That is an estimate of 4 billion people. The NLQ has been fighting for 5 years to secure the necessary funding to provide a lasting solution to the poverty-stricken diet of these dire communities. Now, if I'm reading this copy, naturally your eyes fall on certain words that you think are important. So if I ask you now to highlight those words in your mind for yourself, which words would you think are important? Which words do you think would need to carry a little bit more emphasis than others? Have a quick look at that. I'll read it for you again, but I'm not going to put emphasis on it. According to international health studies, more than half of the populations of third world countries are suffering from malnutrition. That is an estimate of 4 billion people. The NLQ has been fighting for 5 years to secure the necessary funding to provide a lasting solution to the poverty-stricken diet of these dire communities. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I would do. And compare, just in your mind, what you think, what you would have done. Okay, now for me, there is a difference between words that carry meaning, as in they carry a product or an idea or a call to action, and words that carry emotion. So for me, I would highlight the words that carry meaning, an idea, or a product. They are in bold. The words that carry emotion, I underline. Okay, and the way I would have a slight difference between those, the delivery, the words that are important in the sense that they carry an idea or a product, you would definitely emphasize. The emotive words you internalize, and you will also vocalize it, but you vocalize it differently. Okay. We can go into this again. These are classes that one can do. Right, so that's what I said about the difference between ideas and emotions. Now, that's the copy again. Other things that you can do is, right, so you don't, and naturally, you don't want to emphasize everything, because whatever you emphasize, the listener will think is important. And remember, we're talking about voiceovers now, where the script won't be in front of them. They're just listening to you, right? So whatever you emphasize, they will think that's important. Remember, you are creating a visual image, an auditory visual image through your delivery, right? You're painting a picture for the listener. So whatever you emphasize, they will think is important. So we don't emphasize everything, obviously. Okay, then what else you can do? So we're talking about making marks on a page, right? So firstly, I would underline my most important words. Then if there's a pause, now naturally, when you see a full stop or a comma, that's a pause, but you can also ignore them. If you feel the copy flows better, or with your director, you want to change that, you're welcome to do that. But for a pause, I take a dash, sort of a diagonal stripe that I put into my copy to show where I want to pause for a moment. Okay? And then we're also looking at inflection, up and down. So generalizing, certain cultures would use more downward inflections. Like, I mean, I stayed in London for 8 years. The Brits tend to make statements, even when they ask questions. They have downward inflections, right? This is a generalization, but it does happen. And Americans, I find, no, you put an upwards intonation. You might know, within your cultures and within your countries, differences in different dialects of how people speak. But according to what your target market is and what your director wants, you would put inflections as they should be correctly done, right? So I would take an inflection with an arrow up or an arrow down. I'll mark that on the script. Okay. So this is all stuff that you want to, if you get the script beforehand, you want to try and do that at home, like mark your script. Because if you can do that and you have the script in front of you, you might be nervous when you are in the studio. There might be like 6 people on the other side of the glass looking at you, and they all like want to be vying for who's the most important. And you're like, oh, you have to do the best you can, and you're only paid for for that hour, and you have to get it right or less, right? So if you have the page with your markings, it's a guide for you to use, right? That you can fall back on, like, what word do I need to emphasize? That one, right? So it's sort of a map for you. All right. Lastly, we're looking at pronunciation. So you want to make sure that you can pronounce all the words. If you don't understand the meaning of a word, you try and look it up, right? You should look it up. Worst case scenario, and I've done this, is if you are handed the script in studio and you have no idea what that word means, just make sure you pronounce it correctly. But if you don't know what it means, just sound like you know what it means. That's a great thing about voiceovers. You can fake, you sell something to the audience, right? So firstly, the ideal situation is you look up all the words and you look up the pronunciation and you know what you're saying, all right? But in the case that you just don't understand what this word means, just say it as if you do. You know what you mean, right? And they will believe you, right? You can also, as far as the pronunciation of words go, you can write it out at the top of the word for yourself. Not phonetically, but sort of phonetically, right? Just as you would hear it by the ear, you can write it like shortly for yourself. And I would definitely circle that word. And I will remind myself that I should slow down slightly when I hit that word. Because when we slow down, we give ourselves a little bit more time to pronounce that word correctly, right? Okay. That's it for script analysis. Okay, so just to recap, you want to read your script out loud with the same energy that you would when you deliver it in the studio, right? You don't want to like whisper it and then go out in the studio and match your energy, always the same energy. You want to pay attention to where your eyes fall first and underline those words. Whatever you emphasize, the listener will assume it's important. And make sure you can pronounce the words, and then mark your script with a pencil, because you might want to make some changes in the studio, because it does happen that there are changes. All right, then thank you for my lovely participants. Thank you so much. We're not done yet. I still want to do a microphone technique, but I just wanted to give a thanks to you. I'm not going to call anyone else up again. Now, for microphone technique, I kept this till last because people tend to think that voiceovers is about the microphone and about being cool behind the microphone. And the microphone, they're intimidated by it's like, this machine, this thing. A microphone is just a tool. Everything else we've done is what you need to do in preparation for voiceovers. It's the body work and it's the script preparation, right? For microphone technique, there's 3 things that you need to remember. And I'm quickly going to just get a microphone out here. And the lovely Miss Molly made this for me. Thank you, Miss Molly. All right. So let me see if this is the right one now. Thank you, Miss Molly. All right. So is it? It's actually the wrong one, but it's fine. All right. So the first is the positioning of the mic relative to your mouth. All right. So because we are in VR, I can just, did I not click that? Don't do that. I can just shrink this a little bit. Can I? Cool. Now I needed to click that, and now I can. Okay. A little bit. How's that? A little bit too much. Okay. So you want the microphone needs to be underneath your mouth. You want the air to flow over the microphone. So if the microphone is hanging from the ceiling, you want the mic to be up to your nose. Never in front of your mic, because never in front of your mouth, because you don't actually want to blow into the microphone. You want to have the voice, your vocals go over that microphone, right? So the positioning of the mic is always is like at the chin or at the nose, right? Then proximity to the mic. Now, those of you who have a very masculine voice, lower register, when and we have here the proximity effect, the closer you come to the mic, the more those lower register of yours gets amplified, and it gets this really bassy, really like movie trailer sound. Like that is fantastic. Well, I love that sound, which is lovely to hear. Those of us who have a higher pitched voice, a more feminine voice, we also have that lower register that gets elevated when you're closer to the mic, but it's not so prominent as those of us who have a low register. Right. So proximity, you want to, and as a general rule, you want to stay about a hand span's width, so about 5 inches or so away from the microphone. That is sort of your average positioning behind the microphone. Right, so if you want to know how close must it be to me, just put your hand there. So that's how far. Okay, lastly, staying on axis. Now, there's sort of an axis here with the pole. You want to stay on that axis, right? You don't have to like by the millimeter stay on it, but sort of roughly stay on it. Because if you're moving to this side, you will be able to hear it. We'll say you're off mic. You're not on mic. So stay on mic. You can use it as a technique if you like, let's say you're shouting from somewhere over here and then you're coming, oh, hi, right? You'll hear that differently on the mic. It'll sound like you're from there and you're coming towards here. So you can use that as a vocal movement or indication of movement, right? So that's the only thing really to know about microphone technique. Well, we can do lots more, but I think for introduction workshop, that is what we're going to do. All right. So lastly, just about there. Okay, mouth noises. Some of you asked about how to reduce mouth noises. So you want to drink loads of water. The day before, be hydrated, and also on the day, little sips of water. Take water into the studio with you, right? You can always take water into the studio. Some people, there's two other little techniques. You can eat chips or crisps. I'm not sure in each country what you call it, but it's the ones that are not they're not the hot, sloppy ones. They are the ones in a packet that's crispy. That's chips, right? You want to eat those. That sort of oily, salty. They take away mucus, and also, but it would depend if it works for you. You'll have to check. Here in South Africa, we've got Granny Smith apples, which are those green sour apples. I'm not sure if you have a variant of that where you are as well. Oh, yeah. They are great for reducing saliva and reducing mouth noises too. So you can eat one of them just before you go into studio, or just take a bite of one. Then also just remember, don't record on an empty stomach. Make sure you eat something like half an hour, an hour before you go into studio, because the mic is very sensitive. And it's happened to me so many times. If it's a long session, like I take like grapes or something with me and like eat, because if your stomach growls, they will hear it. And you could destroy a lovely delivery. You've done the best delivery in your life, but your stomach goes, you're like, oh man, you have to do it again. Sometimes like it's embarrassing. All right, so eat before you go in. And then lastly, physically warm up. Just always warm up your body if you can. Definitely your vocal cords. Just simply humming in your car is a great way of warming up those vocal cords. Right, that is it. That's all we have time for. I was hoping for like 40 minutes. If you want to learn more about me, here are two links that you can have a look at. The one is my website. The other one is, and I know it's terrible to say it because I do believe Resonite is the best VR platform. On a different platform called Arrival.space, I have an e-learning course that I converted to an immersive course that you are welcome to freely go and have a look at. You walk through rooms and you have this full course that you can go through free about how to become a voiceover artist. I'm still intending to take that course and bring it into Resonite. I just need some help with the technical developer side of it. But you can have a look at that. That is a full course that I've made available for free for people if they are interested to learn more about voiceovers. Or I also do private classes, one-on-one classes or group classes. You can get me on Discord at Marinda_Meerkat or my email address, marindabotha@gmail.com. And that is it. And I'm going to open up for questions. And also here, while we're doing questions, here's some resources. If anyone wants to take a screenshot of that, there's some lovely resources for all kinds of things that you want to know about the voiceover industry. The top one is a UK company. I know the owner, and that's just a fantastic resource, but all of them are reputable that you can go and have a look at. Are there any questions?
Green gravy.
Gravy for the brain. Any questions?
How do I save those links? How do I didn't want to click on anything while I was in here because I
think they
like
It'll open a website behind.
Yes. It opens a website for you on your computer or your, I'm
You can
assuming
get
you're on a
to your browser
computer.
later.
very cool.
It opens up
Thank
in your
you.
browser. Big pleasure. Big pleasure.
There we go.
Any questions? I mean, this was like a whirlwind. I didn't realize it's going to take me so long just to get it. This is
It
just
was great.
you know,
Fantastic.
That's awesome, yeah.
Really incredibly
Hang on.
good information.
Thank you. All right, well, thank you so much. And thank you for attending. I'm really grateful for your support, and you were all fantastic. So thank you so much. And thank you to Miss Molly and Dave the Turner for the recording as well. Miss Molly, do you have a question?
My question is, can we take a group photo up on the stage?
Yes, let's do that. If there's no more questions, come everyone. Let's get onto stage and take a lovely photo.
Yeah. All right.
Let me put the... Okay, hold on. Let me just put a nice slide.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, I
Let me
forgot
get
my
the...
applause stick. Oh well. Yay.
Hold on, I want to get
It's
the...
a nice auditorium too.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Use for
Thank
camouflage,
you.
things like this, for sure.
I am. Damn it.
One
What
second,
can
I want to
turn
get
around?
our... This one.
You should
All right.
stand in front of the
Awesome.
mic, Marinda.
Okay.
Because you'll be in the center, maybe, or maybe not.
Maybe. Oh, maybe not.
Oh wait,
All
look
right.
at me in this crazy avatar.
Alizar, would you like to join us?
Oh yeah, and where's Dave? Dave, if you could.
And Dave, come as well. And
Dave the
Alizar,
Turner.
do you want to try and get to us? I think you're on desktop mode.
Just do him
Yes.
floating.
No.
Oh man, I'm just a pair of eyes. Whiteness.
Do you want to move
I'm
in
just
a little
gonna be
bit?
invisible.
Cool body on.
Nice.
Damn, I love that thing.
Do we want name tags or no?
It's the bright lights.
I don't mind. Either way.
Okay.
I
like
can
it.
stand over here in between you guys. Alizar, we can't get you to come over here. I don't know if she wants to join us.
Come here, Alizarin.
Hold on.
Or Alizarin. Alizarin.
We can't
Yeah.
grab her, can we?
I'm 26.
I don't think she can get to us.
Oh yeah. Try
It's
to
a-
hit spacebar to get out of your. Yeah,
There
there,
you
you
go.
go.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Yay.
Come and join
And then just
us.
walk D to.
Awesome.
Walk D.
Jump.
I love that as a verb.
All right.
Almost.
That's
There's some
okay.
stairs over there too. There we go.
She's got it.
Hey.
I was like, awesome. Come and join us.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Come
closer.
a little bit closer.
Yeah, actually,
Closer,
right over
closer,
by Amelia, right over
Turn
here.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What plane?
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, perfect.
Excellent.
wait,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there you
Yes.
go.
Oh,
I'll just
cool.
duck down.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, everyone say voiceovers.
Cool class. That's gonna be great.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it. Look at that.
Oh, good. Nice.
I need to.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
can we
thank you
save
so much, everyone.
you.
You were
See you
so
in a bit.
lovely. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, no, this took so long.
Oh, no, don't apologize. Oh, my gosh.
No, this was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. We have to run off to a meeting now, so I thank you all so much. Yeah, I've got a meeting with Nana now, but thank you so much. Hey, I really appreciate this. Is this is it? Oh. Yes, I would love to. Ah, nice to see you, Kate. Thank you, Missing. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Solace. Okay. Thank you, Alizar. Thank you so much, Amelia. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry if I leave. I'm not. I've left all my stuff here, but.